Hey, Cancers, this is Antenna Oracle back with your first half of May reading. Alright, and I'm losing cards everywhere. Cancer, I did just start a new series that is called Love Dynamics that you may be interested in checking out. It's about how the different signs are going through different relationship dynamics with each individual sign, or not sign, but element. So if you have multiple prospective partners of different elements, it may be something that you would be interested in checking out. All right. With that being said, I am going to just start flipping these cards here. Right side up, I think it'll save just a little bit of time, and there's really not much of a point in doing that with how I've been trying to do this to keep the time frame kind of short on the videos. I hope you guys are enjoying the new camera angle. I'm hoping that's something that works out a little bit better so you guys can see the cards as I'm working with them, trying to figure out exactly the camera angle here. But let's just proceed forward and read these cards. So, ending energy, we have the Moon with the Strength card. So, this kind of leads off, I believe, where we were at last time with the water signs, if I remember correctly. Is that a lot of people are facing a lot of confusion right now, a lot of uncertainty to what's going on in their life. There may be different situations, different dynamics that we're being called really to have a lot of strength with. This could just be a very confusing time, confusing situation, and I feel like it's probably love related based on the cards that I'm seeing here. Because we start off the reading with the Seven of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. So this talks about some cheating, some sneaky behavior, some lying, deception. I really feel like from the past. Being something that's dynamic, that's really affecting where you're at. And we have the Page of Pentacles being shown here. So it's like there's been a potential new offer coming in, or new communication, especially with this Page of Pentacles. I really see this as a new communication here. Because if you look into his hand right there, we're looking at what is a scroll. So it's like new messages have come in, and it's kind of like has this past dynamic, this like sneaky behavior, cheating, deception, lies, and that kind of stuff. But we have this message coming in to me is about this really heartfelt, genuine connection. There's a genuine heart-to-heart relation, like message here, being relayed, and they want you to understand how they truly feel. We have the Four of Wands showing up here. So this is my obvious twin flame card. 1111. This also, if that doesn't resonate with you, it does just speak of essentially firm foundations, commitment, relationships, expanding on that territory, whether that be taking a relationship from friends to dating, or dating to committed relationship to engagement to marriage, right? And obviously not living together to living together, that kind of dynamic, that furthering of the dynamic, and really speaking to what their heart is, where their heart is at. We have the Queen of Wands showing up here in the energy, which is interesting because the other reading I just did, Capricorn showed up as the Queen of Wands in her reading for that. So, and I also believe Capricorn got the Four of Wands as well. So kind of interesting, different Four of Wands, but still in that same top row. We have the Queen of Wands showing up here with the Four of Swords. So this talks about this person that you're potentially interested in, or that has relayed this message. Probably needing to take some time, take some space, really meditate and evaluate to bring balance into their own life. Because right now they're in this place that they've been very focused and driven, and they know what it is they're seeking out and what they're going for. They're moving down a path here, and part of this path requires them to, meditate and figure out what all is best for them. So this is something to be aware of, obviously, and I think this is part of the confusion here, Cancer. That you're being called to have strength with. Okay. We have the Six of Wands here with Temperance. This talks about you really using your spirituality, and that you're going to have some help essentially from spirit. There may be times where all of a sudden, before you reply to a message or before, you have an encounter, that it feels like you've already just won that encounter before it even, plays out. There may just be this time where all of a sudden you're saying the right stuff at the right time that may not even have felt like something that you would have originally said, or where you just don't let something affect you like maybe it would have in the past. Something along the lines of that, where you just have this peace and better understanding to your entire situation as a whole, which is allowing you to be victorious over this entire situation here. As it's playing out, you're continuing to gain victories in this kind of like mental battle that you're experiencing here. We have the Nine of Wands and the Two of Wands showing up at the very end here, though, and this talks about you making this choice and having to make this choice about whether or not you want to participate in continuing to fight this battle, whether or not you're willing to go through what it takes in order to essentially achieve this, and part of this is in the confusion of everything. You're trying to figure out if this choice is like, your battle. Is this part of the war that you want to win, Cancer? I'm gonna take this here, and here. So basically what I'm seeing here is that in the energy for this next round and the upcoming time frame is that we have the Seven of Wands and the Magician. So this is going to be closer to kind of like the full moon and what to be probably expecting around then. It is going to be that you're willing to stand your ground about what it is that you're trying to manifest. So to me, this almost appears like you may, in the first half of the month, be conflicted about whether or not you want to continue down this path, right? Whether or not you even want to hear this person out, whether you're just like, you know what, I've kind of seen this, I've done this, I've experienced this ride, I'm not sure that this is for me anymore, this may no longer serve me, kind of feeling. And it's not that you're feeling that, it's just that you're bouncing back and forth between these two ideas, right? Is this going to be something that works for me, or is this not going to be something that works for me? Should I let this go? Should I not? Obviously you had some past experiences that may have left you a little bit bitter, or what have you with that. But and part of this, Cancer, is that you're willing to stand your ground to what you've been trying to manifest. You're kind of like looking at this and you're like, of course I'm going to stand my ground to what I'm manifesting, because I realize that I've just kind of hit the wall and that I'm going to face some of these, hurdles essentially, to make sure that this is really what I truly want. We have the King of Wands being represented here, and we have the Seven of Wands being represented here. With the Seven of Swords and the Page of Pentacles being represented here, I feel like you're standing your ground, Cancer, to somebody else that was in the picture. Maybe it was a fire sign. If not, it may have just been somebody that kind of represents a lot of fire sign, has a lot of fire in their chart. But to me, this comes across as you really kind of setting your foot down towards whatever this situation was, and not giving it, you saying, hey, this is what I deserve, this is what I know I deserve, this is what I'm going to manifest in. It's going to be, whatever that means to you, Cancer, whether that means you need to have this person out of the picture, or you need to, each individual story is going to be their own, obviously, but this means that you're standing your ground about that situation, about how things have played out clearly in the past, and you saying, hey, I'm not going to stand for this anymore because I know I deserve more. I know that I have worked for more. I'm above that kind of behavior. I'm above this sort of a situation. Who my partner is to be for me will not have this kind of a dynamic. That's really the kind of feeling I'm getting out of it. We have a lot of good stuff happening underneath this honest conversation, because this heart-to-heart conversation, this person that's wanting to relay this emotion and be really genuine and open, they have this commitment, this idea of commitment, because they truly do see a happy time with you, Cancer. They see you as being their person, their emotional abundance, their person that's going to bring in fulfillment and really what they've been looking for. And we see that represented here as the Empress. So to me, this is really a lot of positive stuff. There's been a lot of growth, and I think because there's been a lot of growth, they're starting to see you in a different light, or maybe it's a light they've always seen you in, but they're starting to just understand, because sometimes people don't know what it is that they want until they know it is what they don't want. That kind of a feeling is what I'm picking up here. With the Queen of Wands, this is probably the person that's been relaying this. So it could be a fire sign, it could just be somebody that's being very focused right now. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, potentially for anybody interested. But we see them being forced to make this choice. And this choice is about karma, and how to balance out the karmic scales. Whatever choice they make, they're going to be faced with some sort of karmic situation from it. To me, this is almost like whatever choice they make, or however they're making choices, you're going to almost be the overrider and ruler on how to proceed forward. So if you're not seeing their actions as being something that looks like they're trying to go down this path, and it looks more like they're trying to go down this path again, you're going to be pretty swift about cutting it off and walking away from it, kind of thing, is how I'm feeling about it. It's like you're in the seat to drive your own life, where in the past it may have not been that. They may have been dictating where things kind of went, how things played out. I don't see that this time. I see you being more willing to walk away, more willing to, just be like, hey, you're either going to match me or you're not. I'm not going to try and force you to fit this role. You either fit me or you don't. And, that's just going to be how it is. So whatever choices you're making here, I'm going to be the, ultimate decider on whether or not I let you stay in my life. Your choices are going to be dependent on whether or not you stay in my life, kind of thing. Because we have the Eight of Cups here, and then we have the Emperor. So, to me, this comes across really, we have the Emperor and the Empress both showing up here, and obviously these two are, in a relationship together. And to me, this talks about, this dynamic of walking away, and that's probably a situation that needs to happen. Just kind of this interesting row here that's really standing out, Cancer, and I'm sure this one's going to be a little bit longer reading, but I don't care because I'm a Cancer myself, so I'm interested. We have the King of Wands, we have the Ten of Cups, Two of Swords, Eight of Cups, and then Justice all playing across this row right here. So I think this person, this Queen of Wands is what I'm really picking up here. They have to choose. And the choice is, do you pick your happiness and walk away, or do you stay in a situation and not get your happiness? And I believe it's going to have something to do with this, fire sign. Because either way, there's going to be some sort of karmic justice that plays out. If they pick their path and go towards happiness and walk away kind of thing, then they're going to get it. But either way, whatever this person picks, it's like you're going to do the exact opposite, So if they pick to go back to this, you're like, all right, I'm walking away. I don't really care. And then they lose this happiness. Something along the lines of that, With this last set of cards here, and that's because you're in, your Emperor role. You're in control of this. So not only do they see you as like this super beautiful person, emotionally, spiritually, all of it. You're kind of like the entire package. They see you as somebody that's really, in control of their own life. They're starting to realize your power as a person, as a player of life. You know what I mean? So we have Justice and we have the Chariot here. And this talks about, as you go through this battle, Cancer, as long as you're playing your cards correctly and you're doing whatever it is that you're feeling called to do, you're going to come out on top of this, and it's going to further your life. It's going to attract in what is meant for you, and it's going to, release the things that are not meant for you, Cancer, and it's going to bring balance. This is all about balance. Both these cards are about balance and correcting karmic scales and forward movement. So really, this is a really good thing, especially if you've been feeling, over the past 6 months, 3 months, even year, that things may have been out of balance, that things just hadn't been right karmically. Maybe you've been feeling like you've been getting the short end of the stick or whatever on some of the stuff. This talks about, righting all this, bringing things back up to even. So yeah, Cancer, I hope this has been helpful. If you've been seeking advice, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe on this video. It really helps the channel grow. Thank you.